Hey guys, welcome to the MC Anime Podcast. We cover anime, geek culture, Japanese aesthetics, and Asian studies. We are a multi-fandom podcast, and you can expect to hear topics in your favorite hobby or fandom activity potentially. You can find MC Anime on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Also, please check out mcanimepodcast.com, our website. Furthermore, stay tuned in for another episode.
Another episode of MC Anime, MC here, and we have Arie with us today. How you doing, Mac?
Hey, I'm also Arie, but yeah, I'm Mark. So I'm so. It's going usually rough, but anyway.
Yeah, he hates music and doesn't want to be reminded of it in his daily life and being a PC.
It's not like I hate music, more like I have over the years I have gotten some kind of PTSD when hearing some music usually, but I don't hate it. I don't.
Oh, he don't hate music, but he just hates a specific single in his life.
Yeah.
But anyway, today's episode is going to be an honor and tribute for Mark Brunetti. So basically a little bit about Mark before we get to the obituary. He had an acting career. He presented in the drama club during his earliest forms in California. At Drama Productions, he was a professional clown, set up for party events and actually be, paid for children's entertainment. And then his later years, he was a Bing Beverage Company sales representative. So, we'll give an overview of the jobs that he did, the life that he had. And of course, with this being an honor and tribute to Mark Brunetti, it's basically MC Anime's attempt at honoring his life, giving tribute to what he has done in the entertainment that he has done, being an actor and professional clown and sales, but also give testimony, to different areas. Also explain how Mac is involved and how we got into this interesting topic at hand. So a little bit about him, for context. He died in March, and the obituary wasn't written into April. So, there is some time frame when he died. It's almost June. However, when I first heard about him, he was a vendor at a retail grocery store that I work at, and he worked for Bing, the Bing Beverage Company. And he's been a vendor for years at my store, and I'm a retail worker in produce. So that's how I know him. And when I found out that a new Bing representative came in and not Mark, I was worried that he might have retired or, something like that. I didn't expect him to die. It was unexpected that news came out. It was a busy day. And, I told my manager, we looked up the obituary, and in the process of looking up the obituary, I found out not only was he a Bing representative, but had, traces to acting and as a professional clown. So that's where I got to thinking that a honor and tribute to him would be kind of interesting to talk about for his role in entertainment and his life being personal to me. That's how it relates to the podcast with his role in entertainment. So what do you think about that? Is it not so odd to do this, or is it still odd?
It's not odd But when you came first to me, and messaged me to search about his life, I found it kind of odd and weird. Yeah, of course. But I didn't know the scope of your journey. And at first, I thought it's like you were trying to be scammed by somebody. I don't know. That was my first thought when going into this. So I thought you wanted to prove.
What do you think I wanted to do?
No, I thought you were being scammed. So I thought you want to prove the legitimacy of somebody. Yeah. To prove, yeah, it's a funny occurrence to how I thought it. But it was just my point of view, I guess. Because, it's like somebody, someone comes with a person and asks you about it. What's your first thought? I mean, first thought is I'm being scammed. Yeah, help me. That's what was my first thought. So I just want to prove his legitimacy, of the obituary, which is on a website, So I tried to search small pieces of by cherry picking small pieces of data in his obituary, and tried to Google it at first. It didn't work much. So first, the thing you asked me was the strawberry productions. Yeah, I tried to search for it. Yeah, and at first I was like, I think you're talking about. I thought you were talking about strawberry productions from an anime, which is
the anime
current, which exists with some anime which is currently airing. It is so funny that the same thing occurred, like strawberry production stuff. I was like, wow, how does that happen? But then after searching for a while through Internet Archive, on his own link, on that link, I found out that the website actually exists. So it was a thing. So it kind of intrigued me more.
About process how he came into contact about Mark. I personally knew Mark as a vendor. So my relationship was a produce associate to a vendor coming to produce for the beverage company, because we sold Bing and he was the representative from that company as the vendor to like go and check the shelf, give us coupons, discuss the new bin, the location to sell the items, what's going on, the new sale, all that stuff. So that's what his role was. The facilitator of making sure that the store had proper placement of the beverages, getting an actual custom end cap for the beverages, getting space on the shelf, checking dates, updating inventory, stuff like that. And this was a responsibility for like many, many stores in his route. He had a route, and that's how it operated. But a little bit more about him, which we're going to get into, is the obituary, which the obituary was the first thing that started this entire rabbit hole with me talking to Mac about Mark. So I'm going to read the obituary, and just it's going to give context to who he was, information that we already know. Well, the little information we know is based on the obituary. So most of the information we're going by is the obituary itself, unfortunately. But for Mark Brunetti's obituary. So Mark Brunetti was born 1955. He recently passed away in 2023. He lives in the United States. So he passed eternal life on March 8, 2023. So pretty recently, a couple months. He was raised in South Hadley. He was educated in South Hadley schools. He was involved in drama club. The drama club kind of sparked his inspiration for acting. So acting became a lifelong passion. He lived in San Diego, California, fulfilled the dream of becoming a paid actor. A dream that he pursued and accomplished. He was perceived by his parents, both, South Hadley, and by the niece, stuff like that. He's survived by his son, his wife, and then his daughter. So that's what he left behind. He also has grandchildren. He has a brother and their wife. He has a sister and another brother. So he has many nieces, nephews, and children, and many cousins. So he has a huge family that that remembers him and the legacy that he leads with them. Mark made friends wherever he went, kept in touch with them over the years. He was best when the company or the people he cared about. He worked in sales most of his career, as well as a professional clown for Strawberry Productions. His last known job was Bing Beverage Company. He loved the company. He was retired. He loved being in Bing Beverage. It was really a good job for him. He was happy with it. The working company was a perfect fit. He was loved by all who came to know him. He was more than just a brother, uncle, father, and grandfather. He was a true friend. The world was a better place when he was in it, and now it's much a poorer place. He's sadly deeply missed, but no longer in pain. Rest in peace. A celebration of Mark's life was held in the state in which he died. A second celebration was held in mass and was announced on a later date. There was memorial donations that can be made in the Tunnels to Towers at Staten Island. So yeah, that's a little bit about Mark. So what is your impression of Mark by hearing the obituary?
That he had I think he had a great life he fulfilled his dreams, kind of thing, by having a family as well, and doing his pursuing his dream of a actor career, with the drama club. Not drama club, not true. With the drama thing, and I don't know. Like, it seems like he had a good life.
Well, he had a really interesting life. I mean, the life that he had, what I specifically want to talk about, for not only was he in acting, but as a professional clown, and where I know him from was being beverage company. And he always had this demeanor about himself. He loved the job working for Bing Beverages. The only job that I knew him from was Bing. So in my official capacity, when I heard that he was an actor and a professional clown, and I'm finding out about this in his obituary, made that I didn't want to get to know him much as I thought. But then again, this is a vendor sales associate relationship when I'm not always there. So it's like kind of like a hit or miss situation. Like, you know the person, but you only know them by like meeting them a couple times a year kind of perspective. You know them at work, but they only come to visit when they have business or checking into the store itself. So it's like a respect kind of thing. My relationship with him is like, I respect him. We were overlapping in, Food Line and Bing specifically, and that's how that occurred. So it was a professional work relationship that, through the understanding of multiple years being in that role, I kind of have like a deep respect for him. Even though I don't know him like personally and all that stuff, I still feel like having this honor and tribute to what he has done and what he has been is kind of important to me.
Yeah. So how do we begin this journey? Like, how I found about him? Like, do I start like how I found out, like how I cherry picked the words and found about him?
Yeah, let's go to the process when I first brought it to your attention about the Wayback Machine. So the original purpose that I was trying to get Mac to do was to validate strawberry production.
Yeah.
That was the thing I had the most trouble authenticating through, what Strawberry's productions were. Were they actually professional clowns at that company? Stuff like that. And that was interesting because I had to use the Wayback Machine to track back the old data from the archive website that's no longer used. So it's basically a snapshot in time what the website used to look like.
So
explain the Wayback Machine a little bit, and then we can go into it.
Yeah. So first of all, the Wayback Machine is a service provided by Internet Archive, which archives all the data about everything happening in internet, kind of, or not all exactly, but in the sense that it just archives everything happening on the internet. So whatever website somebody visited, he might have taken a snapshot of that website on a specific date, and the snapshot was memorized, let's say. Of course, not everything is memorized, because that would be tens of billions of gigabytes, and that's a lot of memory, which would kind of be way too costly for a service like Internet Archive. But
But like, they were digital data that might have been like accessible in public domain kind of thing. So the public
they just archive specific snapshots by users, kind of. So the first thing I like, when you brought up Mark Brunetti, I was like trying to prove the company you were looking for by just searching a few cherry-picked words, which were like strawberry production or the Binge beverage company, kind of. That was the first thing I was trying to search for, which I didn't find kind of much correlation. But then you brought up like a legitimacy website, which you knew about, which has helped a lot. And it was strawberryproduction.com. So I started looking into it, and the website was down by default because people didn't want to maintain the domain. stuff like that. So it just got shut down. It was quite hard to find about it because there were more changes to the website domain. At first, the website was strawberry. Like when you go back in time, yeah. So you get the events first that from the closer times to the present, yeah. So when looking back in time, I found out that it was like a comic book website, yeah. So I didn't find much about the website, about the strawberry production, yeah. So you told me that you think that this is the legit website, so I started looking a bit deeper, and I found out that there was an outdated form of making website, which was through Adobe Flash Player, yeah. So they kind of got removed at this time in this era we are right now because of issues with its development. So, but there was a way to access the website, which was really handy. So I accessed the Strawberry Productions, yeah, and what I found was was the actual legitimacy of that Strawberry Production. At first, it doesn't say anything about a clown show or anything other, but it was like a website providing promotion for stage shows like Garfield, Thomas and Friends, and the Magic School Bus. So this picked up the interest that could connect to his clown career, like Mr. Brunetti's clown career. So
in the actual application of it, because when I was finding Strawberry Productions, I was basically finding all these companies based in like California, New York, Massachusetts, and stuff like that. But like, I mean, I didn't actually find the website. I just found these like public domain registered company, and these pages will say, if you're the owner of this company, you can claim this company to be your own, stuff like that. So basically, the websites that I originally found about Strawberry Productions were mostly just, public form stating what the company was, a little bit about it, not like a lot. And that's kind of what happens with the licensing domain in the States, is that any company that is registered, there's a public record of when it was actually officially licensed to officially ending. So that kind of overview gives some information in public domain that anyone can access, and therefore to search for the legitimacy of a company being certified. That's basically the licensure feature of a company. It was kind of interesting because the only hope that I had for actually finding what Strawberry Productions was actually using the Wayback Machine to see what potential websites were actually used. When I was finding out what Strawberry Productions was called, it was called Strawberry Productions Incorporated. So as a result, it actually made it very easy on the Wayback Machine, because the first website it actually searched was strawberryproductions.com. So actually that first website was just a lucky guess to be actually connected to the live entertainment company for the parties that Mark was able to be a part of and be employed at.
Yep, exactly. And even a shot in the dark usually gives you something, which is great. So the search for the Strawberry Production was kind of a shot in the dark by this forensics topic. I mean, not topic, but the term, I guess. So at first, when you enter in the website, there's not much even linking to the clown show or anything clown related. Only just that they work with theatrical stage shows and live promotional tours and stuff like that. But nothing much about the clown thing, yeah. So by digging deeper on the website, you find that there actually is a clown show that they provide, and it is staged in for 1 year for some reason, but I found on internet that there are more versions of the same show which go throughout like from I don't know, like let me just check out right now. They're like starting their original existence appears in the 1960s, yeah, of that clown show. So the clown show that I found related in on Strawberry Production was named Bozo, the world's most famous clown. Yeah, sadly I couldn't find much related to Mark Brunetti's name, but the proof is that we found the existence of the clown said show on this Strawberry Production, which kind of proves in a sense, his existence and identity of being a clown.
And also, connect clown that I found was it's like an indirect evidence. So his personal friend on the obituary, Jack wrote, "My condolences to Mark's family. Mark was an old friend, faithful of mine. We acted together, worked together, clowned together, dreamed together, accomplished together, and laughed together. My heart is sad, but my soul is satisfying. Know that he is in glory. Rags, you be missed. Thanks for many incredible times together. Blessing to you, family Strawberry." So when I look at that as evidence, so the two things that stick out. One, they clowned together. So they were professional clowns together. So this friend is actually more important to establish the clown connection, more so the actually original connection. And with that, it also has Strawberry. So blessing to you, family Strawberry, meaning that they were a very personal friend. This is a very close friend of Mark. And when I did digging on the friend of Jack, Desrocious, I found the connection of Milestone Event Company. So what's interesting there is that at some point, Strawberry Productions was actually absorbed into this company of Milestone Events and Parties.
Yes.
So that is actually the connection proving how the Strawberry Productions domain was maybe discontinued but went to another website entirely.
Yeah, no, and they actually stated on their website.
CEO of that company and founder. So this is a long-standing history of this company for over 30 plus years.
Yep. They actually state on the website through some time snapshots that they actually moved to Milestone Events Production. Yeah. So at first, that's what I meant. Like it was a comic book website. Yeah. So which is actually the Milestone Events Production domain. Yeah. So they transitioned the domain to somewhere else, and yeah, it was absorbed eventually. But that kind of made it a bit more difficult to find the Strawberry Production. Not gonna lie, I didn't know about Milestone Events and the other friend of Mr. Mark Brunetti. So yeah, you knew about him, but I didn't know about him much. So for me, it was like even more shot in the dark. I was like, I'm trying to find something that I don't know anything about. Yeah.
So the reason for my logic with the connection at Milestone Events and Strawberry Productions was the evidence that you found of Strawberry Productions and Milestone Events. You found that Milestone Events was on the actual domain of the old website of Strawberry Productions. And when I found that connection through the Internet Archive with, Wayback Machine, I actually was able to deduce that one of the locations for Strawberry Productions was also based in Massachusetts, which Milestone Event, inherently enough, is based in Massachusetts.
Oh, interesting. I didn't have any data about that, which is more funny.
I was able to find that, and actually was kind of interesting. It's like, okay, so the CEO and founder of this company actually employed Mark at this company, and they became very close friends and stayed in touch, or at least had a big impact as a clown, as a professional clown, and accepted that he was still part of the family, even though he wasn't a clown anymore. What I think is very striking because it tells about Mark's legacy that he left behind. Someone like that to, can still send them family, give condolences, and to publicly post on an obituary takes a lot of effort. So just the fact that the contact, posted on the obituary, made amends about how they knew each other, what what he meant to him, all that stuff is really striking to me. And it actually, in the access to the information we have, provided a really good pathway into proving that he was a professional clown to some degree. Not evidence that he was a professional clown, but circumstantial evidence to say that he was very well connected with a job potentially in professional clowns.
Yep. And I don't know if you actually saw it, but I tried to. I actually saw there was a statement, by the Milestone Events, that they were changing the domains throughout the snapshots that I was looking at the Wayback Machine. So they actually say that they were changing domains to Milestone Event Production. I told you about it, but I'm not sure if you paid attention. But in a way, that's actually the full proof that they actually moved to that company.
Interesting. Here's another from Rachel Floyd Fox, who's also another verification to the clown. Mark was my first clown partner. He and I traveled a lot together, worked together in the office when he drove his old Volkswagen and hung around everywhere. I remember visiting lots of friends, family when we were on the road. My heart and prayers go out to all who loved him, especially his family. He sold some crazy jobs that we couldn't quite believe. We always had fun in the end, and he would try to get us to admit that he was right. I'll miss those days forever. Love you forever, Rags. XO Twinkles. So I guess maybe his stage name was like Rags XO Twinkles. I'm guessing.
I haven't found much present about the show.
Twinkles in a way of Rags, because this is the second indication of Rags itself being used in the obituary. It's kind of interesting because we also have another friend and roommate with my husband Gary, and an usher at a wedding. Time spent together at Strawberry Production was epic, full of lifelong friendship and deeply saddened by his loss. And then we have like another classmate, we went to school with. We also had a condolences from the U.S. Mars group of TED, TCG. I mean, it's interesting because Rags could be a stage name. However, Rags, XO Twinkles.
Perhaps, sadly, I could not find much about the other people and the show, because they were like a theatrical, moving. They were moving mostly as a theater group, not as a TV show kind of.
Yeah.
Because, it's kind of hard to find these things. If they were like a TV show group, it would be easier to find about them through internet and the IMDb, Internet Movies Database. It would be easier to actually find about each and every person. But this way, their data is only probably saved on public, employers somewhere. I don't know. It's something that police has usually access to, or I don't know. It's American. I'm not American, so I don't know where the data there is actually.
Oh, okay, I see it. So love you forever, XO Twinkle. Okay, so Rachel, when she's saying Twinkles was her stage name. Rags was his stage name. Because when you use the abbreviation XO, it means the person before, and then regarding the person from. So XO is Twinkles, which is Rachel, and before XO is Rags, which is identifying Mark. So Rags was actually his clown name when they traveled together, which is significant because Rachel was a clown with him as a first partner basis. So Mark was the first clown for Rachel, which was also known as Twinkle. But you know what's so funny? He drove a Volkswagen, and most of these clowns are in the Volkswagen Bug coming out like the too many can fit in it.
Oh, I understand what you're saying now. I know that trick. That's a funny trick. Wow, just do everyone like a
Volkswagen Bug or like another Volkswagen.
Volkswagen Bug is the most iconic thing of my childhood as well.
But how they, you always see in the animation that they always fit so many in a clown car and all this other stuff. But they can only fit maybe 5 people. I don't think they can fit 6. More than 7.
You can probably fit 20.
I mean, yeah, I've seen a crowd come out, but it's just exaggerated, to how many people
Yeah.
can actually be.
The fun fact, I think, I'm not sure if it's a fact, but I'm pretty sure this joke of many people coming from a car is actually taken from the Middle East. Yeah, because the Arabians or Jew, I don't know who actually did the trick, but they usually were like coming many people at once from there. At least like what I remember from movies, kind of. Just I'm not sure why they also had the same trick. So I thought maybe it's a trick taken prior to the existence. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, it could be. I'm not sure. I would have to research, but it could be.
I mean, either way, even if we don't know the true origins why the Volkswagen with the clown kind of became what it is, you also have to know that in the, space, a Volkswagen Bug is typically pictured as the vehicle of choice for that stereotype, which is kind of funny. I mean, it's not a negative stereotype. It's just, kind of like...
The design of the car is cute. It's like a, like a ladybug.
Can't go along with like Beetlejuice or what, Hubby, the talking bug, the car that's alive, or Bumblebee in the recent Star Wars movie. Not Star Wars. They were
It's a funny current. Not gonna lie.
It's very iconic in culture. So just the fact that, Mark was able to drive a Volkswagen, whether it was a Bug, a van, or another model, speaks volumes about, where he grew up, the culture he had, the appreciation of cars he had. It kind of brings back into, what you drive is what you love, and that's what you identify with.
Yeah.
And, people drive certain models of cars for particular reasons. One is for off-road. Some could be, work-related, personal-related, by all means, a Volkswagen Bug is really good with gas mileage, and also the engine it's in the front. It's in the back instead of the front. So your trunk is actually in the front. That's because of storage space. So I really think that the design of a Volkswagen Bug is just classic.
I mean, I think you're not paying attention at the most important fact why it's used iconically for clown shows. It's mostly because it looks like a ladybug,
Yeah.
The car itself is appealing to kids because it's cute.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
Yeah, it's just funny how it works that way.
True. And also with having, everything that happened the way it did, it kind of gives perspective in not only it being his life and the legacy he left behind, but specific aspect of how much of a family unit Strawberry Productions was to him. They thought fondly of him. They had wonderful memories. They traveled a lot. The people that worked with him always had good praise. And even when he was a being representative, he had that go-lucky mentality of being retired. So he retired for being a professional clown to do a job that he really loved, be able to, travel around, do his own schedule, and actually be responsible for the route that he was overseeing the stores as a representative. So in that way, in that capacity, he actually enjoyed being liberated more, for he really liked talking to people. That personal connection that he had was a clown transversed to him as a sales representative. And, it all goes back to his acting and drama days as well. He always had a personality to actually engage with people, talk with people, form an everlasting bond that can't be touched by, except with him and you and his life, stuff like that. So really, if you really think about it, it connects all three in a way. Him being the actor, being the clown, being the sales representative, are all passionate to engage with people and connect with people that he may not know.
Yep, quite interesting. Yeah,
true. And some of the memories when he was at South Hadley was like, Ellen, for instance, his experience is Mike and family. Very sad to hear about Mark's passing. Were neighbors living at 8, Terrace in South Hadley, and in fact still living in my childhood home. Moon is pretending fondly wonderful memories. Sorry for the loss. Mark was an old friend growing up in South Hadley. Earliest memory was skating at night over plains, school, hanging out in our terms in early 20s. I remember the shop he used to have when he lived out in Westboro. Good times you will be missed. That's burning. Steven, for instance. Remembering Harry David and all the wonderful memories that came along with the theater in high school. Mark is a friend and has a special spot in my heart. So when you really think about the early versions of acting, he was really accomplished in that. Not only did he embrace drama club through South Hadley, but also was able to make a life out of it, which I think, given the time's perspective it was, I don't know specifically what type of acting he did, but eventually that acting led to a connection to Strawberry Productions, which he would later serve as a professional clown.
It's mostly theatrical. It's actually mentioned because on the website they say it's some kind of a tour, I guess, around the country with theatrical performance of the clown, both of the clown show, something like that. It is mentioned. It's hard to pick up on those things, but yeah, it is mentioned. It's just mostly theatrical.
True.
This is why it was hard to find any evidence of Mr. Mark, as an acting clown. Because mostly when you search on the internet, you get the TV shows. Yeah, everything that was animated and recorded by a production studio. But the show, the date which his theatrical performance was in 1994, 1995, something like that. And the show kind of ends in 1994, I think. So he kind of continued the legacy of the show, both of the Clown Show, and through his theatrical performance.
And also another fact with Strawberry Productions and the milestone events is that also not only was it performance as a theatrical and the acting days, it was also the sales of selling at parties, doing a theme, having the client pay for a party, set up the event, wanting the best entertainment possible for the actual party to fit what the client actually wanted. So
I understand now. I think I understand where's the fears of clowns come from sometimes.
What do you mean?
Now, you remember, like, there are movies based on the clowns, the scary movies. There's like a clown, what's its name? How is it called? I'm not sure. And the clown is also depicted as a scary thing for children, but not all of them, of course. Not all of them. Yeah, just some children are afraid of clowns. Yeah, so I think I understand now where this fear comes from. It's kind of like in the millennials, I guess, and near the millennials. Okay. Yeah, so they were like doing many shows at the parties, at the birthday parties. Yeah, so I think I understand.
Okay,
it's a funny coincidence.
Yeah, phobia of clowns would be an entire discussion in itself, but
yeah.
I think with the sales aspect of how to sell a party and actually perform at that party, I can personally relate to what I do casino, because I sell a company that does private events and casino nights. So we come
funny, I'm not gonna lie. I was at the circuit.
Gambling also can give you fun too. We give adults a kid type theme party, but instead they use gambling with no money at all. But with us, we do like roulette, blackjack, traps, cleric ride, horses, stuff like that. Blackjack, roulette, poker. So we do different games to entertain the masses and entertain the party goers. So what I personally go with is give the party goers the most fun time possible, make their night feel different than their average life. Go above and beyond to make them happy, to have a good time, and let them have that good time. Mark did this all the time, is very heavily involved. This was his lifestyle.
quite interesting. Yeah.
Which I have really great admiration for him to be able to do that and give such a memorable event for the people at that party potentially. Give them a good day to enjoy themselves and actually have the entertainment and the theatrics of it, but to also supply the memories that associate with that event. Because it's hard to find good entertainment nowadays. Nowadays, it's just music and photography. That's what they want to do. So it's really good to have a company, maybe a side company or additional entertainment that's not a DJ, not dance floor, not karaoke, or having the photography and do different accessories or dress up in that photo booth. Like maybe have a game or bingo or just something that's not always the same thing. So having a clown at the party for entertainment the kids is really diversified in that, because it's not the usual type of entertainment that you'll find at a party.
Well, let's say the magicians were also a thing at the time where clowns were as well. The party magic tricks, So the clowns were the comedic act and the magicians were like more serious, the more mysterious thing.
True. Or it could also be comedy and have magic as well. There are ways to do magician. I feel like magician particular entertainment can be comedy, it can be thrill, it can be danger and seeking, it can be one black trick, it can be blow the audience away so many times that they just escape. There's different things to do with the magician, but I feel like with a clown specifically, it's the comedy act. Their nuance of performance, their enthusiasm, the way they conduct themselves. I feel like a clown is like a higher tier that's actually harder to do. Because there's a lot to it. It's a lot of training. You know the tricks that you're doing, the different gags that related to a clown act and how to perceive it.
Yeah, I agree. There's many things artful to as a clown. It's kind of the same as a magician, but there's also maintaining the comedic act.
True. Probably knowing you probably wanted to act like the class clown and get negative attention to yourself.
Me? No.
I
was no. I wasn't kind of getting the comedic act and negative attention to me. I was mostly like, hey, I'm here. Don't forget about me. That's kind of tension I was getting.
Whatever. You're the footnote at someone's research paper that's like long withstanding. But anyway, I feel like me being able to give an honor and tribute to Mark Brunetti is something that wasn't something I originally thought that I would do. And having that appeal to entertainment and connection and customer service to me was very powerful, because customer service is already what I do anyway with customers. But the evoking of entertainment and what entertainment can give you through either party events or the way I do it in the podcast or mass communications is really big for me, because without entertainment for me, I wouldn't consume the media I have, TV shows, comics, anime. I wouldn't be here to where I am to enjoy pop culture. So entertainment has been such a vital part that I almost forget that it's still there, and it's still so many elements of it to exist.
Yeah. When I don't know, the more you go on a journey, I guess the harder is to see the direction where you're going.
True. Where do you see yourself going?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, you can always be your dad's assistant for anything computer related and music.
Oh no! Oh no! God no! Please no!
Well, you don't like that?
No.
Why not?
No. Just no. Let's just stop at this topic. No. Just not. Let's not continue on this.
See, now we're revealing the curtain behind. Who is behind the curtain? This is the Wizard of Oz? No, it's Mac and his PTSD, drama with music.
It's not. It's mostly like when you're shoved, there's some type of entertainment, and everyone likes it. And when you're shoved the entertainment in your throat, then the opposite occurs,
Hey, maybe your dad just wants to entertain people. You never know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know much about it.
Maybe it's the entertainment charisma that you just haven't figured it out yet for him.
I figured it out. The more you dwell on the more you look deeper, the sadder the truth becomes.
True. But yeah, this wrapped up the honor and tribute for Mark Brunetti. So thank you, Mac, for being here, giving testimony, how you were involved, how you were able to find that Strawberry Productions was an actual company, was linked to a clown at some point, had, personal associates connected back to the clown, and actually how truth finding and using Wayback Machine can be vital depending on how you're using it. And not just verifying people, but just finding facts that you didn't really know existed until you connect the dots.
Yeah, archiving stuff and the history is really important to proving truth.
And, with Internet Archive being that controversy, I don't know if you have such a tool like Wayback coming up in the future.
Yeah, there's many people, which don't like having the truth exposed online, and they would like to hide it. And most of those people are usually people that did bad things, like just getting money without paying taxes and stuff like that. Getting money the wrong way. And they don't want you to know that they got it that way and the truth being exposed online, That's just like, oh, come on. Now I can't become popular while I have money.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, so, yeah.
But yeah, do you have any last regards before we close this?
Not much. Mark Brunetti, I mean, from what I heard from you, Mark Brunetti was a really good man, and he did live his life too.
Yep, and I tell you, don't stop from changing one career to another, because one career might actually be that pivotal career that you might need that set you for your entire life. His was acting to a professional clown to sales at a drink company. So, it really, the journey to have different hats is how life happens. And having the different paths and the different forks in the road is actually how you go about life. So, and before we go, we conclude this episode for honor and tribute to Mark Brunetti. Mac, where can they find you and maybe your correspondence in today's episode?
I'm usually on Discord. I don't know how the Discord works. To finding people, because you can change the information usually, but my account is like Arie #4714. If you want to find me, just message me on Discord. I don't even have protection against people sending me messages. They can just send it.
Yeah.
It's just more fun.
True.
Just don't be weird.
And you can also find me in Omega. So if you ever need a designer, he can be your go-to designer.
Yeah. I also do art and design as well, and programming.
Yeah. And don't forget he's a freelance programmer. So if you want some programmer advice or computer know-how, he's your guy. Just like how he helps his dad. He loves it every single time.
No, God, let's stop. This is like you're hitting me with a knife 20 times. Please, let's stop. Okay. Thank you for that.
His knowledge in computers knows no limits, even to helping the people that might not want even need the help, but he gets the help anyway.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here, and thanks for being a part of this interesting journey with Mark Brunetti and how we found the rabbit hole as he was a clown, the CEO of a company that was absorbed by Strawberry Productions and everything else.
Yeah.
All right, guys, this concludes the episode. Over and out. Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
This concludes another episode of MC Anime Podcast. MC Anime Podcast is available on podcast directories like Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. We also have our website at mcanimepodcast.com. If you want to directly support us, then follow Patreon blog MC Anime. Finally, if you want services for hire, then we're available on Fiverr for audio and video production, graphic design, idea consulting, and blog and article writing.